Mama said a white man be coming in that morning, gonna drag Big Daddy away. Sold him to the next farm, gonna breed him to the slaves there. I guess that's where he's gonna stay. I know there's a free place way across that river where those wild ponies run and play. One day I'm gonna get there, if it takes me a lifetime of being a slave. Name's Allan Harris. I was born in Brooklyn, but I was raised on a ranch in western Pennsylvania. I've never worked cattle. I mean, I pretended on my grandfather's farm with the guys who really know how to herd and cattle. They let me hang around. Well, when I come back from summers, as I got older, when I was in grammar school, I went to Catholic school. And I remember telling my peers and also the nuns that, yeah, my grandfather had a farm full of horses and stock, and men of color worked it. And we rode horses, and I remember she admonished me in front of the class. The Lord Jesus does not like for young men to tell fibs. And it took me back. I didn't know what to say, because I'd spent a wonderful summer with my grandfather, and she made me leave the classroom, go to detention because of that. And since then, I tried to seek out, until my adulthood, all sorts of images or stories of men riding horses who were people of color. So I started to be impressed by the men who did that work, because not only did you have to learn how to ride a horse and know how to ride a horse, you had to be skilled in a lot of other things.
But now I'm just a mule skinner. Bring your wagon home.
I noticed the way that men who worked on the land, whether you were white or black, how they treated each other. There was a certain respect and kindness that they had. Everyone looked out for each other. There was no lambastment. No one debased each other. I mean, once you were on the trail, that was it.
In my heart will never go out. So many trails and tears I've traveled.
The trail boss was important one thing. Do you have enough grit to stay in that saddle and get 1,500 head of cattle up to the railroad? That's all he cared about. So I decided to put song to that, because it was hard for me to interpret that to people who've never really been on a horse, let alone been in the hot sun behind 300 or 400 head of cattle. Next thing you know, they evolved into a musical. I learned the story of some of the men that escaped slavery, because there's an exodus from the south to the north. But history doesn't talk about the exodus of the myriad of men and women of color who went across the Mississippi into the west. And so that's why the story Cross That River came about.